Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm Bye Money. Thanks for joining. Super excited for today. It's a new day to trade. Hope everyone has the same sentiment. We are back with the best community on YouTube. Good morning, guys. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Chewy, good morning. Speedy Boy, good morning. Shayak, Richard Harris, welcome guys, welcome everybody. Good morning, guys, good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button as you're joining and drop a GM in the chat. Also, your location would be great. Let everyone know where you guys are from. Got a second entry long here. All right. Second entry long does trigger A, B, C can't take it. Terrible signal bar, but coming off our trend line. Also, maybe 20 MA. 20 MA is curling downwards, so skipping it all together. Let's take a look at the higher time frames while we wait for more people to join. Notice, pandas, we have created a second pullback on this uptrend. We have an uptrend here, and we have created a break of trend, and we're looking for a new high. And our setup currently is a two-legged pullback off the 20 MA, and it's like a perfect hit off the 20 MA. So if we break the previous candle's high, we will be looking for a second entry long, and it will probably move the markets higher. I think, you know, coming off a 20 MA like this so nicely, so perfectly, just feels like a lot of support here. But we'll let the price action kind of tell us. Hopefully this will give us a decent signal bar to go long, and it may trigger today, I don't know, but we shall see. Big Mama does hit overnight session, and it's enough for a scalp. 90, greater than 90% probability, pretty much. Good morning, guys. Roy G, B Charles, good morning. Trader John, good morning. From Israel, welcome, welcome. Avatar. John Wick. You can almost keep the name John Wick, and it will still be related to trading. Richard Harris, good morning. Bill 7, good morning. We do have news at 10 o'clock today, so please be aware. We do have news at 10. Second entry long, that's a decent entry bar or trigger bar, but so you can enter in here with a retracement if you wanted, because you don't like the signal bar, but you like the entry bar, so it comes back down for retracement, hits the top of the signal bar. You may want to enter in with a retracement here. I'm gonna sit on my pause just because I just didn't like the 20 MA going through in and out of it right now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Bye Money. Just a quick announcement again, and I probably will be announcing this for this week, but trading range indicator has been updated. And if you updated it this weekend, there was another update. So please be aware. There was a small bug that the settings weren't saving. And so that bug has been fixed very quickly. And so please just be aware. So if you have the trading range indicator, or if you want to purchase it, now you have the ability to change the style and the width of these lines. You can see here I made it much less I guess invasive, I don't know, or intrusive, really, I guess. These lines are just lighter, so because now they're dotted, which I like it. I like it when it's like aesthetically pleasing, a little more aesthetically pleasing here. I don't know if I like the color of my channels. The reason why I chose these colors is because it's just, they're different colors, but they're not you know, they're opposite colors, but they're not green and red. So yeah, but aesthetically I just don't like how purple and yellow really look. Maybe I should do blue and yellow. This is like purple and like marigold or something. Let me try blue and yellow. Actually, that is blue. It's not purple. It's called slate blue. I guess it looks purple to me. Medium blue. Nah, it's too close to, it's too dark. It's gonna be softer than that. Steel blue, that sounds nice. Okay, that looks kind of nice. It's like more pastel-y though. What are we doing here? Welcome to Bye Bye Money's channel, where we look at colors, the color palette. Blue and blue and khaki. That's kind of yellow, but not super yellow. Where's khaki, like brown? Oh, that looks super pastel-y. Looks a little girly. But it's soft on the eyes. We'll try this. Let's see how this works. Okay, let's see how this works. It may be slow today because we do have news at 10 o'clock. Consumer confidence, and it could be big news. I don't know though. Consumer confidence, it could be big news. It is considered high impact news, but I think depending on the cycle, it really depends if it will be if it will really move the markets a lot. I probably will just sit on my pause. I'll just say this, pandas. I'll say this: the promo BBM90 will end next Monday. Next week, if you look at the news next week, there's a news item every single day next week. But next week on Wednesday is the big day. It has the Fed's fund rate. It has FOMC. What else does it have? It has like a PMI number. It has the big ones are the FOMC and the Fed's fund rate, and you do have ISM Services PMI, but you have all this news happening on Wednesday, and you just have to be ready. But the nice thing is that guess what? You cannot use BBM90 next Wednesday. It's going to be over, the promo. But the nice thing is you can stock up right now to get ready for next Wednesday. So even though you can't buy them on Wednesday, you can assume that you will be taking trades on Wednesday, trying to pass your evals, and already thinking ahead of, okay, well, if I break them or make them, then I will either trade more or I'll stop. And if you're thinking of trading more, if you make or break your accounts, then you can pre-plan it now, prepare for it, and stock up on how many accounts you want to trade. So instead of now saying, okay, I busted them, well, I want more accounts now, instead of saying, okay, I will buy them at the, probably at BBM 50% off, you could already have the 90% off stocked up. So you basically are getting new accounts at 90% still. I hope that makes sense, because if you're going to do it anyways, might as well stock up now. And the nice thing is you can stock up now and trade micros on them until next Wednesday. So by the time you do trade, let's say you pass all your accounts off the news on next Wednesday, then you can be funded like the very next day. You can be funded right there. So I'm just saying you can prepare for that now, knowing that next week the news is going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of news. Good morning, guys. Lee A, good morning. Kyle Lubers, good morning. Ted Rajanes, good morning. Turtle Toes, welcome. Bill 7. Blue and yellow. Blue Angels colors. I don't see any colors. You know what? Actually, it could be tough for some people to see these colors. Especially if you're colorblind. I mean, a lot of guys are colorblind, so. Salvatore says, I swear the trade copier did another funky thing once again. For some reason, it put a sell order at 4 a.m. Eastern time and it copied on all my evals. Now I'm down 500 each. Whoa. That is a really weird thing to do for the trade copier. I would say something must have happened where if you make sure you close all orders, that is weird. I don't see how the trade copier could do that, but that is really weird. When you say you make sure you close all the open orders, do you mean on one account or all your accounts? Like, you can right click on your chart and you can say flatten everything, and that'll flatten everything on every account. Sorry, not on your chart. You can right click on your chart trader. There's a little panel on the right side. That's weird. That's kind of scary. I hope you figured that out, because yeah, I don't think Apex could do anything there. They probably will say somehow user error. I don't know. Unless you could prove to them it was like Apex's fault, Like you can say like Rhythmic created this account or created this trade. Yeah. The red numbers on the top are the worst. Sorry about that. That's why people trade up black and white charts. If you guys didn't know, like sometimes, like people probably wonder, why do people have black and white candles? Isn't it obvious you want green and red? Green up, red down, but instead of white up, black down. It's because most guys and the markets, people who trade, most of them are guys, and a lot of them are colorblind. Guys are way more susceptible to be colorblind than women, and so black and white is, you can get rid of that. It doesn't matter how colorblind you are. The thing is, if you close your charts, then it will market just open pandas, and if you took that long, you just got stopped out. If you close your charts, it's to tell you if you have any orders that you want to cancel. So that also is like another kind of stop that you can have. Big Mama already hit yesterday and it was successful for a scalp. So I will be skipping Big Mama if it does hit here again, because it's already successful. I could have a Big Mama order ready up here. I think that is completely fine. I'll have it ready because I'm probably going to take it no matter what. $10,000 tick chart. What do we have here? What do we have here now? Ride or die. Very choppy. Perhaps a trap. Notice trading range indicator still intact on the 10,000 tick chart for the last several days, and we've been in this trading range, and that's the power of the trading range indicator. It does wonders. It does wonders. I don't know any indicator in the market that would give you these lines. Will give you this top line and this bottom line. I don't know any indicator right now that uses pure price action to give trading ranges. Maybe I'm looking for a long trade here. Could break a trend to new low, and now we're up. So maybe a failed second entry short will be a good trade here at this point. For more aggressive, higher low setup. Some people can see this as a two-legged move and fail second entry short. Some people can see it like that, hidden second entry short, failure. I want technical setups here. Outside bar reversal. Sitting on my pause, waiting. 10 o'clock, there's news. Salvatore, it's really really sucks to hear that, man. Like, I understand, man. That's frustrating. What can you do? You know, for me, let's say I've made every mistake. You think you can make a mistake I haven't made? You're wrong. I made every single mistake with the trade copier. Like, sometimes what I have done is like I'll copy my trades over, and then I'll like fiddle around with the trade copier. And then I'll stop copying trades across other accounts, and then I'll cancel it on, like, you know, on accounts that I thought were copying over, but but it's not canceling on all my other accounts because like I fiddled with the trade copier in the middle, and like, you know, so like I thought, you know, I'd cancel all my accounts because I thought they'd be copied over, but all those trades were still like standing, all those orders were still standing, and so. You know, I've made mistakes like that, and then realized later, like, oh my gosh, all my accounts got like blown or got huge red on them. It has happened to me. I've done every mistake you could possibly imagine. Ralph Gruns, good morning. From Atlanta, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We do have news again at 10 o'clock. Please be aware. But I would say right now is the time to stock up on your BBM90 evals because you can prepare for next week by trading micros on them. And when I say next week, I mean next week because next week is the news week. Every single day there's news, especially on Wednesday. That's the big one. Everyone's looking for it. Everyone's waiting. And people are expecting basically Fed funds rate to be a quarter point hike. It makes a lot of sense for it to be like that. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe get a fail second entry short here, but at this point it's very choppy, so it's kind of hard to tell. We got a lot of overlapping bars here. And trading range indicator also telling us we may have a trading range, but maybe double bottom, fail second entry short. You know, we can see a double bottom here. Could be a nice trade to go long. Decent bull bar on the 5-minute chart at the bottom of the trading range on the 5-minute chart. Notice 5-minute chart also giving us a nice trading range for the last 2 days. Or really 3 days. 1, 2, 3 days. Kellyanne, welcome. Kellyanne in the house, guys. Kellyanne, coolest trading grandma on earth. On all the earth. This is the setup I was looking for. Fail second entry short. Let's see if we get it. Risk is decent. I would hope it's not a outside bar reversal. Risk is decent. It's a very small risk for a trap trade. Not bad. My trade is like pending. It's orange. That's never a good sign. Okay, it came purple. Very good. Hate when that happens. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Looking for a fail second entry short here, but look at how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars of chop could trap the trap traders here. But I feel like we have a breaker trend, looking for a new high here above the 20 MA. So let's take it. I'm going to take a chance here, see if we get a nice scalp. Now we're pushing down, making this less favorable because now the risk is larger. If you give me a decent signal bar, I'll consider it. Risk is still not too large. I'll take it. Whoa. Ended up giving a bad entry there because I couldn't change my order, but it's looking decent actually. I was thinking about changing my order one tick lower, but it didn't allow me to do it. The risk is still not too bad. It's a 1-to-1 risk reward basically. And I will consider it as a fail second just short with it looking for a new high on this breaker trend. And you could say you could have skipped it because of 1, 2, 3, or 1. Let's say from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 overlapping bars, and we have news at 10 o'clock, so we could just be chopping around here. So my first trade here could be a losing trade, but the risk is so small, I don't mind it. Second entry short actually triggered on 10,000 tick chart. It could actually push this down. If I don't like my trade now, I could try to skunk it, feeling that it almost triggered. It could basically create a micro double bottom here. It almost triggered a push down, a reversal. So this could be a trap, which seems like to happen a lot to me. Decent trap trades, but the traps trap often on stream. And it's quite frustrating because traps are actually really good setups, and this is not a bad setup. I feel like heading towards the direction of a new high, and it's just unfortunate that these traps are trapping so often on stream because it's actually not that bad of a setup. I would say the main thing here is way too choppy and making it just lowering the probability of it working. Again, about 11 bars overlapping here. If I don't like my trade, I can skunk it anytime for a small loss, and there's nothing wrong with that. The main reason why I'm holding it is because my risk reward is very good here, and I don't mind. It's unfortunate. I actually came a little too high. I should have been one tick beneath here. It's looking good now. It's looking really good. I'm feeling fairly confident in this trade at this moment. Perhaps spoke too soon. Perhaps spoke way too soon. Maybe spoke way too soon. I mean, it's a strong bull bar. I have no reason to really skunk my trade now because it looked pretty decent. And now it's looking not too hot, unfortunately. I'll probably get stopped out here. If it does break beneath this bar, most likely get stopped out. Yeah, so for me, my rule is if I ever reverse, I come out break even no matter what. It does reverse here, and I try to come out break even. If I was in the correct stop, if I entered correctly, I would have actually got out break even. There we go. Come out break even, and you can see my commission is $20. So if my trade ever reverses, I will just come out break even. That is just, and if I like the setup still, I'll come in with this, with the next setup. But if I ever reverses like this, to me, it's just not worth it, and I'll just come out. And this has saved me many times. I've also missed out, but it saved me enough where I feel like it's worth just skunking those trades. So it looks like it might give you the 2 points, but still not worth it for me. Don't like it. News at 10 o'clock. This is very choppy at this point, so there's more reason for me to have skunked it. I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Moving on to the next trade. I really felt like the strong bear bar and it ticking one tick beneath. I was like, all right, if you let me get out, I'll get out. It does make a perfect scalp from my entry. And if you had entered the correct entry, you would have got scalped. You would have scalped out already with the absolute scalp at that point. Okay, absolute scalp now. So I would have made my money. I would have made my bamboo there, but not worth it for me. Hmm.
10,000 tick trap.
Another reason why 10,000 tick chart barely gave enough room to 20 EMA, and it could act as resistance, so I decided to skunk it. Angel asks, what's a good tick size for trading the MES? I actually do not know. I do not trade the MES. What I used to do when I was practicing, and I would recommend, well, I would sort of recommend this because, well, I'll tell you why. The MES, what you can do is, since we trade tick charts and the MES is a completely different instrument, the 2000 tick chart on the MES is not the same as the 2000 tick chart on the ES. And typically the MES is way less ticks. But I will say, there is a way to create an overlay. So what you can do is you can trade the MES, but be trading the price action of the E-mini. And this is especially relevant to tick charts. If you trade time charts, they're pretty much the same thing. And I'll just say, just trade. It's not, it basically you just trade it like the same. But if you like the tick charts and you like to trade closely to the E-mini, like you're thinking, oh, in the future, I'll probably switch to the E-mini anyway. So I like to practice on E-mini now. It's you can do an overlay. There are instructions on how to do that on this channel. You can look it up, overlay. And if you search that on the channel, you'll be able to find it. And what that does basically is it just puts the chart up, but when you trade, it'll only trade the micros. Sorry. The one problem with that is, since it's not exactly the same, if you put stop orders in, you may enter trades that the E-mini has not yet entered or gone to, but the MES has, and you may get stopped out. If you put like a stop loss, you may get stopped out on the MES where the E-mini may not have been stopped out, and that's the risk that you take of using the overlay. So the way I try to remedy that is I actually kind of move my orders not in the place where they should be, and I only enter with limit orders. So I wait for the setup to actually happen on the E-mini, and then I'll put a limit order in on the MES, because if it does trigger on the E-mini, then most likely it will trigger on the MES. But the other way is not true, right? If the MES, yeah, I hope that makes sense. So the E-mini is there, most likely the MES would at least hit that point or be in that area. So I like to come with limit orders. And also the stop orders, I only will come out with a stop if I see on the price action on the E-mini actually trigger that stop, and then I'll move my stop loss into that area. So that's the way I remedy that issue. And it's not perfect. You'll get some slippage probably, and maybe a couple things you just have to pay more attention. But that was kind of the price that I paid in order to practice on the E-mini, but have the exposure of the micros. Hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys, especially if you guys are beginning. I highly recommend trading micros, especially if you're doing like a eval and you just want the eval to like last a long time, and you don't mind practicing on the eval, but you still want to practice like with quote unquote real money with real exposure. And if you want to do that, then you can do that by trading the micros. Turtles, did we reset the stream account any over last? No, we did not. We are still rocking with this one, and we are just going it's just so grindy right now, pandas. I hate markets like this. It's just intolerable. No setups, Eventually my setup worked out, but barely. And in a very annoying way, with a limit order way. Limit order traders, like, I should spend like a whole month just only trading limit orders, just practicing limit order trading, finding these ranges. I mean, this was the time to do it. It certainly was. All right, pushing down now. Decent push down. Trading range indicator on 2000 tick chart, as you can see, decently accurate. And the 10,000 tick chart, it's not until we hit the 20 EMA we start to push down with a second entry short. A, B, C. Second entry short. You can count it also as a third entry short, but it's just a chain of second entries. We're testing Big Mama again. I'm going to skip it, mainly because on the daily chart, we bounced off the 20 EMA perfectly. So I'm going to skip it thinking we are on some sort of support here. And I'm just let it do its thing. If it goes down, it goes down. But I am not confident in going short here now. Decently strong push down, and you're thinking follow through. 10,000 tick chart, 2 strong bear bars in a row, ending near the low. And you're thinking some follow through on these bear bars. It makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't blame you if you would want to find some sort of short entry here. In fact, the trap triggers here, far away from 20 MA, so it's not a setup you'll take on the 2000 tick chart, but the trap is there. Decently strong push down though. Salvatore, my evals are still alive. Congratulations. Big push down. Okay. I'm seeing if this Big Mama would actually scalp out again, just because we already scalped out here, so I'm not entering again. One of my rules is for Big Mamas, if it works one time, don't try it again, because they can act as support now. It can act as an area of bouncing off, because basically it's a failed breakdown at this point. Pushing up now, so you're not taking this Big Mama here. You're skipping it. Huh. I don't know. Confusing to say the least. The higher tick frames, 10,000 tick chart makes it look kind of bearish here. Right, when you bounce off any resistance like this, you feel like it's bearish. Would I take a second entry short here is the question. I don't know. It makes sense too, right? Just got one push down and you're looking for another push down. But if you look to the left of the chart, you may be in trading range, so you may be switching to trading range rules rather than trend rules. So it just makes it all too confusing. Wow. All right. 4 bars in a row overlapping. We do have news in about 9 minutes, so the market could just be chopping around until then. But uh, pausing here like this underneath the 20 MA could produce another push down here. And I'm mainly saying that because the 10,000 tick chart, you had two strong bear bars. You're thinking follow through most likely. So now you have kind of like a second entry short here. It's hidden A, B, C. Hit a second entry short. And inside bar right, OIII pattern, breakout to the upside, fail breakout to the upside, and reverses. It's tricky. It's a bit tricky. Don't know what's happening, but I think I'm going to wait till news drops until I make a decision here. Not even saying the news might be big. Who knows? It's just like on the daily chart, when you're like bouncing off the 20 MA like that almost perfectly. Think about the 10,000 tick chart. This looks bearish and it looks like we want a new low. 2000 tick chart, untradeable price action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars overlapping and dojis all around that are pushing up. So actually does create a opportunity for a second entry short here. Tricky. Very tricky. I'm not going to take it on this signal bar. Look, it's a O outside down or inside down, or I guess outside down. O. This is yeah, untradeable. I will just sit on my pause until this is done, this consolidation. Pandas, 169 concurrent viewers, 30 likes. Pandas, scalp that like button. Show Panda some love. Wow, completely sideways. We're just watching this. I think it's pretty clear we just need to wait for news. All right, we got the second entry short here, but price action is quite terrible, and I'm just sitting on my pause. The risk is not too large, so you can take it if you want. It's just the price action, immediate price action is telling me just stay away from this. I mean, you can get lucky and try to time this, but it's not a winning strategy in the long term, I don't think. I mean, it could be. I mean, if you're like, oh, should go short, looking for a measure move going down, swing trader, then yeah, it makes sense. Because if you do win, you're winning large. And if this is like a 50-50 going either way, then, that is a winning strategy, actually. If, you have 50% chance for this to work out, make a measure move. But most likely it's not 50%. It's like maybe like 20% chance. Maybe not even that. The news. We have consumer confidence at 10. I'll put a poll up. Put your bets in. Put your bets in. Do you think the news will create a volatility spike going up, down, or just all around, just chop around? Woo! Again, overlapping bars. This is wild. You do have a slight chance higher to go lower. because your initial push was down. So you have a slighter advantage, higher chance, slightly higher chance to go lower here. Amazing. We almost make a new high, but instead it's a double top, lower high, double top. Pushes down. It makes sense to go short here. I just don't know. It doesn't make sense to go short here. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, but still beneath the 20 MA. Huh. I don't know. I feel like I sit on my pause. This is way too confusing. But this is an eval account, pandas, and with eval accounts comes great responsibility. Great power comes great responsibility, and we are in an eval. Shall we dance? Shall we dance and take a chance? The chance dance. Nah, I gotta wait for a setup. I have no idea. I have a feeling it's gonna go down, but there's a lot of supports down here, so it's, yeah, I'm hesitant. Mainly because we're underneath the 20 MA. Mainly because we have two strong bear bars underneath the 20 MA, right? It's clear downtrend, and we're pausing, and typically you continue the original move. So that's the main reason why I feel like we're going to go down. But also, bottom of trading range, hitting the daily 20 MA. I don't know. It's tough. And because of that, I'm out. Who am I? Who am I? Because this candle is green, I'm out. Therefore, I'm out. Andre, we're vibing. We're vibing. Exactly. She gives us a long spiel and goes, and therefore, I'm out. It's like no one cares. Like, this is a great product, therefore, I'm out. This is a great product, but I don't like your smile, therefore, I'm out. It's like, what? We're vibing here. 1 minute to news. Absolutely sideways, can't really tell, so we're just sitting on our pause. Well, I am at least. You guys may take a chance here. Consumer confidence in about 40 seconds. I'll take a setup though. I mean, what setup am I looking for? I probably just need an initial push and then maybe try to enter. Maybe I'll just have my finger on the buy or sell and just just try to time the market, or just like try to like use my reaction speed to enter the market. Sounds like a terrible idea. Like if we just see a strong push up, just buy right away. Ooh, I mean, it looks bearish. I don't know. News just dropped. And it's confusing still. Anticlimactic news. I didn't think it would be a account maker or breaker. It could still be digesting. Okay. Okay. Pushes up. It's confusing. I don't know. Decent push up, very strong push up. It just took so long to digest. What is that? Why did it take so long to digest? News? That was weird. Chat GPT is just struggling, I guess. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Never mind. That's some big swings of emotions right there, Salvatore. We gotta calm down and just know that things are sometimes not in our control. Frustration happens when you try to control something that's uncontrollable, yeah? Trap trade here, but do I like it? Not really. I don't know what's happening here still. Saga Clan says, if I'm understanding correctly, then Big Mama seems to have worked, but then then something like that really, but can something like that really? Because I'm not sure what you're referring to. When you say Big Mama worked, are you talking about here? Or are you talking about here? Option one, option two. Which one are you talking about? Because we do try to trigger Big Mama here again, but I skipped it because it already scalped out here. Sitting on our paws, don't really know what's happening still. We may be going up. We could have 1, 2, 3 failures down. Could be. Alright, so the news. I don't know why people are still voting for the news. It's already done. But all around is actually, I think, the right answer here. Actually, maybe up. Really up is actually the right answer, but it's just not even a good move. I don't know. It's just, ugh. Appreciate the sub. Another second entry short, maybe 4 minute on 10,000 tick chart. A, B, C. Okay, okay. I don't know, pandas. This is just confusing though. I personally don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know. I'm not looking for. I don't know what to look for. Really. Just watching. $10,000 tick chart seems to suggest we are in a downtrend, right? 20 EMAs acting as resistance not only once but twice. You can see here we tested it. 5 minute chart, we are just kind of going sideways. Well, strong push down, big spike up. This may look more bearish now because essentially we try to reverse, and this wick here is showing us as a failure. Now we're beneath the 20 EMA on the 2000 tick. It's all too confusing. You know what it is, pandas? It's because we are doing one of these guys. We are in a triangle, actually. This is why it's so confusing. We need this triangle to resolve, essentially. If you guys don't know, triangles typically resolve around the 80% mark of the triangle. So if we're going to resolve it, maybe near here. Notice we couldn't get to the top of this line on the triangle. Something to note. Richard Harris says, I have a question for Panda. Would you ever take Big Mama with your own money? It really depends. You know, if I'm in a place trading my own money, but right now I'm so comfortable trading Apex, like I'm not trading anything with my own money. But if I were like trading only personal funds, then yeah, I would include it in my strategy. 100%. Second entry long? Huh. Second entry long. Still in the triangle though. I think I gotta wait till we get out of this triangle to really feel like I can do anything. Yeah, I gotta wait. And not only come out of the triangle, you know, pullback retest. Pushing down. Second entry short on the 10,000 tick. Just triggers right now. Second entry short 10,000 tick chart does trigger. Bandas. I have no idea what's happening. I'm just gonna let this play out. I don't know. I could take a chance here. Maybe go short? I don't know. Leading loser. Haven't taken any trades. So happy with myself so far following the game plan. Yes. That is winning. You are winning right now. You are winning. Not trading is part of trading. You got to know when to trade, when not to trade. Is this a time to trade? You can, but I don't know. It's not my style. I want things to be easy. When things are confusing, I have a hard time. Wow. All right. Triangle maybe breaking down here. Okay. Pushing down. Huh. Still have no idea what's happening. Wow. Trap trade here. It may be a decent trade to take, the trap trade, but I don't know. Trap trade? I don't know, man. This is confusing. Okay, trap trade does trigger. Could be a nice push down. I'm gonna skip it. I just don't know. I'm just uncertain what's happening here, but I can understand why you want to take this trade. It's kind of in the big mama area. You're thinking it might push down pretty hard here. I'm just drawing this channel, and we're, you know, potentially at the bottom of the channel now, and we would have a pretty strong push down. All right. Looks decent now. Okay. Absolute scalp. You could have scalped out right there. So that trap trade ends up working out. Just, wow. I mean, I'm not taking that trade. It's very confusing. I would understand why you want to take it though, but I just didn't take it. Finally, we get the 10,000 tick chart, strong bear bar, and now follow through 20 EMA act as resistance. This is why I was saying the 10,000 tick chart does look bearish. We made a new low now. Finally made a new low with that push. Daily chart now, we're testing that 20 EMA. How strong are we going to test it? Let's see. Big push down here. Finally breaking out of that triangle. Like I mentioned, triangles usually break around the 80% mark, and this is the timing of it working out. 10,000 tick chart as well. Second entry short. 5-minute chart. Trap trade. So kind of had a lot of things kind of going for it. It's just, man, the 2,000 tick chart. I would understand why you took that trade. I really would understand it. But is it really like a setup am I looking for? I don't know. Truly. Very confusing. Now it just looks like an undershoot, but you know, maybe this could be his own downtrend at this point. Looking for a measure move. If we test here, measure move's already made. Are you looking for a second entry short here now, Pandas? Is a question. Currently gonna see this as an undershoot because we're coming back into the channel here, and I'm not inclined to go short here. Yeah, I don't know. Not super inclined to go short here, but let's say I would understand if you did. It's just still kind of confusing to me. Like, are we in a downtrend now? Is the question. Lied. I don't know how to say your name. Lied. With the little huh at the end. Lied. Ask, what if it's my strategy? Max size with stop loss. Will they come up with an excuse not to pay? If you can trade max contract size every trade and you're profitable, then hey, you know, before you blow your accounts, Apex will pay you out if you can be consistent like that. But a lot of trading has to do with risk management and cash management. People don't realize once you get far into trading, that's more important actually, or just as important as a good strategy. Because almost any strategy can work if you have the proper risk and cash management, I believe. Even like RSI, right? If you can include some price action in there, as long as you manage your cash well and your risk well, then at the end, I think it'll work out. Bill says they don't recommend maxing out, especially windfall trades. There is a 30% rule. So let's say like you do a windfall trade, you make $10,000 in one day. Well, you're just gonna have to wait until you can make $30,000 on your entire account. So you can do, maybe that's your strategy, and you do 5 windfall trades and they all work out. Then yeah, you're a good trader. Let's just say that. But news, you don't trade news though. They do have rules on news. You can't trade news actually on P accounts, and I don't recommend it either. Getting super choppy here. No setups. We may have a second entry short here. Let me ask you guys what you guys think. Would you take a second entry short here? Forms here. It's getting kind of sideways, but we're clearly underneath the 20 MA, and we're in a downtrend. The pull setup for second entry short. If you like it, I'd like to know your thoughts. Getting very sideways though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, second entry short here. Would you take this second short? A, B, C. Second entry short. First pullback, first entry, second pullback. Second pullback here. Coming off our trend line, and like I mentioned, undershoot. I'm thinking leaning to overshoot here, maybe reversal. Market like symmetry, so this is what it's looking for. Decent signal bar to go short here off two key areas such as the 20 MA and also our trend line. It's very choppy though along the way. Limit order market all the way up, right? People are buying down here, buying. Would you guys take this trade? 75% of you guys said yes. Let's see if 75% of you guys are correct. It's a decent signal bar too. Risk is not too large. It's typical risk. Actually, risk is only 2.5 points. Not bad. I just didn't like the shape as it went up here. You can see people are buying limit orders beneath the candles. Trap trade may trigger here. Maybe a lower high, I would consider it. Only with the lower high. Right, it's a failed trap. It's a very small risk to take this trade, the trap trade, but we're underneath the 20 MA. And also this trend line. So that's a bit tough to go take this trap. I never like to take trades on the wrong side of the 20 MA. So if I'm going long, I like to be above it. If I'm going short, I like to be beneath it. That's why it's very difficult for me to trade trading ranges, because that rule doesn't really apply in trading ranges. But it's so ingrained in me, it's very hard for me not to do that. Lower high, I may take it, but man, it could create a L4 setup. Tough one. Lower high, off the trend line, also off the 20 MA here. Failed trap. Ugh. It's tricky. Very tricky. Tricky market right now, in my opinion. I'm gonna set my pause. I'm just uncertain here. I'm setting my pause. Lower high second short. It's just too choppy as it goes up. Too many limit orders beneath it, making me think there may be limit orders still here. And I'm gonna skip this entire section because it's too confusing. And I'm glad I did, because if I just went, I'll be sweating if I went short there. I mean, the risk is very small. It's less than 2 point, right? You have a better than a 2-to-1 risk rate, or better than a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio on that scalp, which is rare. So the risk is very small here. This is the price action is too confusing for me. I'm gonna sit on my pause. Micro double top. Maybe more reason to go short here. I just see limit orders everywhere. Limit orders above, limit orders below. A little too confusing for me. Gonna let it play out a little bit. I'm okay with missing this, and if it works, it works. It's just not my style. Not here. Not like this. Okay, pushes down. Nasty price action. I mean, it ends up working out, but man, look at this second entry short. Look how it looks like. Look at how many overlapping bars there are. This slowly creeps up to 20 MA and decent signal bar, and it does work out for you for a scalp, but it's just not pretty. I don't like it. It's a little too like ugly for me. Little too, you know, if I were to rate it, scale 1 to 10, maybe like a 5, you know. And would you date a 5? Would you? I don't know. Maybe if you consider yourself a 5. But I don't know. I guess it's like for guys it's different, you know. Guys always try to reach up. Girls, this may sound sexist, but I think girls typically settle, which is sad. But well, at least for looks wise. At least for looks wise. Which I don't think is I think is a strength. I think it just shows that women are less shallow than men. I don't know. 58% of you are correct taking that short, but sketchy. For instance, if I took this short here, when I saw this reversal, I would have skunked it regardless. So doesn't matter to me. I would have skunked it. So even if I took that short, I would have eventually skunked it. Another push down. Just sitting on my pause here. Maybe double bottom. Notice we have not yet made a moving average gap, which makes it feel more bearish. But the limit order market is making me not want to take any trades here. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. We are just chilling. No real trades. Took one trade and skunked it. Ended up working out eventually, but you can see with the markers here that I took this trade and I skunked it, but it did work out for a scalp. Pushing down here to 20 EMA. Charles Hills. I know, welcome back. Good thing I've been gone for like 30 days. You know, you could probably hibernate even more. Alright, we're pushing up now. Let's see here. I don't know. Would I take a trap trade here? I don't know if I'll even take that at this point. Confusing. So confusing. Second short. A, B, C. Second short in a trading range. Double bottom perhaps. Tough.
10,000 tick trap.
Pushes down. Triggers a second to short. Or we just have a downtrend day today. Huh. 10,000 tick chart. 2 pushes down. Third push down. Clearly underneath the 20 MA. We finally have broke the trading range on the 10,000 tick chart. It's been several days and finally broke. Amazing. trading range indicator saying this is a trading range. I agree. It's pretty much a triangle right now. EMA is still pointing down, still curling down, and we're still underneath the 20 EMA. So everything points to the fact that we're still in a downtrend, in my opinion, right now. Wow, this stuff. Pandas, quick update. For those who have the trading range indicator, there was an update, and if you saw the weekend update, there was another update after the weekend. So please be aware to get the newest version. And yeah, I'll probably keep this up for this week just because this is the best way to get the news out that the trading range indicator has been updated. Basically, you can change the style and the width of these lines on the trading range indicator. It's been requested for a very long time for that feature, so it's been added. And also, pandas, if you're wondering, man, this market's been so slow, hard to trade, I will say this: next week is gonna be a bit crazy. It's gonna be a bit crazy, and it may be very volatile next week. And I say that because if you look at the calendar next week, the news is there's news every single day, high impact news every single day. But the big news is going to be Wednesday. Wednesday will be the FOMC and the Fed funds rate. So please be aware. And next week there is big, large news items, and with that being said, unfortunately, BBM 90 will end on Monday, so you won't have the promo around when Wednesday hits next week. But the good news is that BBM 90 is here right now, and if you can plan ahead and prepare, then I would stock up on BBM 90 evals. The main reason being is because, let's just say this: if you're going to take a big trade on Wednesday, let's just say you want to take a make or break trade, and I believe the news on Wednesday will create make or break account trades. And if you want to trade very aggressively on Wednesday, and regardless if you pass or fail, right? If you pass your accounts, then you no longer trade them. You just let them turn to PA accounts. But if you break your accounts, then you can no longer trade those. So no matter what, whatever the outcome of next week you trade, it's going to be make or break. And so, that being said, instead of saying, okay, well, I want to continue trading, instead of now probably purchasing more evals with BBM 50, only 50% off, what you could do, since we know ahead of time that there's news next week and we're going to trade them next week, you can purchase them now. You can purchase 90% off now. And so it's as if after you make or break your accounts, is as if you have purchased 90% off again. So you're just stocking up on them. And I would recommend that if that is your style. And if it's not, then it's not. But if that's what you're planning to, I think the best way to go about it is to go ahead and stock up on BBM 90 evals. And the best part is that, or the kicker, or the icing on the cake is this: if you stock up now on them, you can trade micros up till next Wednesday. That means you'll have about 6 trading days under your belt, and so you can immediately get them funded after you pass your evals. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it anyways, might as well stock up on them. You're doing yourself a favor. The 90% off ends Monday. What I use to check news, I use Forex Factory is probably the best website. But if you have the Apex plugin after buying the trade copier, then there is also a plugin that comes into NinjaTrader. I don't like it as much because I wish it would save properly, because I don't care about all the other news. I just want to see like high impact US news. That's all I care about. But you can't save it. It kind of creates errors when you try to open it up again. So that's unfortunate. But Salvatore thinks this Thursday could be in account maker. And if that's the case, then yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think from this week, that is probably the biggest news this week. As you can see, consumer confidence didn't do anything today. So not all news, high impact news is an account maker or breaker, but I would say this, like, you can gamble on the GDP being a good news trade, but I will like almost guarantee that next Wednesday definitely will be high impact news. Like, it's like almost a certainty, but who knows? It's always a risk. Okay, we're creating this triangle, and it's just going completely sideways. But notice we have a hard time getting above the 20 MA, making it look like we're just in a strong downtrend still. So making new lows still, no setups whatsoever. I mean, I have no setup here. It's just not a trend I like to trade. Though these two second entry shorts do work out, it's just in the long run, I don't know if it's a good trade to take. Okay, pushing down, but there's no way I'm trading this limit order market. I just can't do it. But the 20 MA is acting as a resistance, clear resistance here. The triangle ends up breaking to the downside. And like, so like in the future, you see this setup later in the future, and you say, oh, I should take this next time. But in the future, this may fail next time. But for a good swing trade, this could be a decent trade. But that means you gotta have typically a little larger stop loss, maybe up here. Which at the end works out. Yeah, you just made that measure move. Top of this. Yep. So that's a one-to-one risk reward right there. Okay, just crawling down, and no setups for me whatsoever. 2 second entry shorts, but not looking pretty. Not when it looks like this, right? When you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 overlapping bars as it goes up. It's just not how I like to trade it. The second entry shorts. Maybe we could take some time to look at what are some second entry shorts I actually like. And here's one. Having the overnight session. That's a really nice one. Strong downtrend. A, B, C. Good signal bar underneath the 20 MA. And that is a prime setup, but it happens at 2:30 a.m. This is why it's so frustrating, this market. Like, even in this whole uptrend, do I like any of these, second entry longs? Not really, actually. The only trade may be this one here. After a big push up, second entry long, and it's good for a scalp. A, B, C. Good signal bar, small risk as well. So decent trade to take. And notice this one, A, B, C. This one fails. A, B, C. Still in the uptrend, and a good signal bar, but fails, reverses, and finally after the failed trap, it gets you. So if you look to the left, that's why you gotta make sure you have enough room to the top of the previous pivot, and you don't have enough room there. You're basically overlapping these bars, and it ends up trapping you here, unfortunately. Do I like any of these shorts here on this downtrend? Any second entry shorts? A, B, C. A, B, C. Right above the 20 MA, can't take that trade. Another one. A, B, C. Second short. This traps you out, actually. So super frustrating, right? Because it's a limit order market. And you got a B, C. and it looks good, but ends up trapping you out anyways. Lower high second entry short off the 20 EMA. You can also draw probably some sort of trend line here, and you can see probably bounce off the trend line. So it's just super frustrating, this market these days. Not, it really is. Do I like any of these? Like, what's a good second entry short at this point when the market's so choppy? That's why it's so frustrating. You got another second entry short here, and this traps you out as well. So that doesn't work as well. Also, the lower high second entry short here, and that also fails. So it's just a very frustrating market, especially trading the two-legged pullback. I just don't think, not every market's kind. Every market's different, right? Second entry long here, A, B, C. But guess what? Underneath the 20 man, can't take that trade. You just can't take it. You gotta stick to your rules. It's very frustrating, to say the least. Right now, at least. Another second entry short here. The main reason why I don't want to take this trade is because it was a undershoot, right, leading to an overshoot. That's what you're waiting for. So it's hard to take that long trade or that short trade here. Also, the limit order market leading up to it. The signal bar is not too bad, so you can consider that with the risk, and it does reverse anyway, so I would have most likely skunked this trade as well. Another second entry short here, pandas. Let me see if you guys would take it. Second entry short in a downtrend. A, B, C off maybe the 20 EMA here. Would you take the short? Colors asks, do I think that a flood of inexperienced retail traders has influenced how the market patterns are set up? I want to say no, right off the bat, but it could. I mean, if you look at what happened with GameStop, if you get enough people together, they can do great things, to be honest. But the futures market, I want to say no. I mean, especially if you're talking about prop firms, because most prop firms trade sim, so they're not affecting the actual market. So, I don't know. Richard Hare says, no, it's not. It's that the overall market is sideways. Yes, that's what I actually kind of agree on. It's because the market cycle, right, on the daily chart, it's not even a daily chart. It's at this point the yearly chart. Every time chart right now has been going sideways. If you see this, the market's fractal. And so when a daily chart looks like this, that means that that's going to affect everything, and also vice versa. The choppiness within all the daily charts ends up creating, or the intraday charts creates choppiness in the daily charts. So everything is fractal in this market, and so everything affects each other. Higher time frames affect the smaller time frame. Small time frames affect the higher time frames, and so I just think it's a market cycle. I agree. I agree with Richard Harrister. Yep. Albrooks also mentioned with the price action, it's gonna be confusing next couple years. He said next couple years because we're entered a trading range on the yearly chart. Okay, I'm definitely skipping a second entry short here now. But a lot of you guys said it was skipped it anyways. But now we're like above the 20 MA. And the 20 MA is starting to curl upwards a little bit. Second entry short. Very small risk. But now we're above the 20 MA by like one tick gap. Does trigger. And again, I'll understand if you want to go short here. You're not the worst trader in the world by going short here. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you think you're in a downtrend, you want to just take short entries, this is an entry here. I personally will be skipping it. I've skipped all these, and I'm gonna skip this one. It's just too confusing. Do I like the trap trade is a question. I don't. I don't think we have enough here. I think we have enough pushes down here to make me think that this downtrend is not done. And I need more evidence that we will need a trap here. Trap trade may be setting up here, but I'm okay. Main reason being because this is the first moving average gap we have. And so I'm going to sit on my pause. If we get another moving average gap, I may consider taking a trap trade. Ah, what a day. What a day. Tough. Tough. Maybe Panda needs to become dumber and just go short on everything and every single second entry short. It might just be working out today. I think a big influence for me right now is on the daily chart run at 20 EMA. I just don't like that. Like, I need to consider that, in my opinion. Goodness, what a day. Frustrating, to say the least. I could have taken a chance here, but, man, I don't know.
5-minute trap.
Definitely skipping this trap. Skipping this trade altogether. Again, just too confusing. It is going down, don't get me wrong, but it's just, it seems like a limit order market, similar to yesterday, where we're having a direction up, but all the setups just don't really look too good. That's what feels like that today right now. Like, we're going down, but all the setups just don't look too hot. And it's just hard for me to take in this kind of choppiness. So, all right, pandas. I mean, I don't want to torture myself any longer. I most likely will, turn the charts off at this point and just enjoy my day because this is too confusing. And maybe come back later in the afternoon. Not stream, but for myself to trade. It's just that confusing right now, and that horrible. I don't like this price action at all. So pandas. Actually, let me see. I want to see this trap. I want to see how this trap plays out. If this trap plays out, if it pushes down, makes a scalp, or if the trap plays out, I want to see what the outcome here is. I'll stay with you guys on that. But with that being said, pandas, as we wait for this setup to trap trigger to see if it's enough for a scalp. I'm not taking it, but I want to see it. Just remember, take advantage of BB90 while it still lasts. 90% off all evals for Apex. It's the time to do it. If you're on the fence, I would say, what's the harm of trying? And that trap was beneath the 20 MA, so I would not be taking that trade. But I like to see the outcome here. I want to see if it scalps out on this trap or if it fails. Okay, it's pushing up. Trap may be successful here. We do have 4 pushes down on. We have an H5 setup on the 10,000 tick chart. Sorry, H4 setup on the 10,000 tick, H4 setup on the 5-minute chart. 4 pushes down on the 10,000 tick. 4 pushes down. 5 pushes down, but we don't break this pivot low, so it's still really an H4. Okay, guess what? Looks like the trap is gonna be, well, perfect scalp. I want to see an absolute scalp here. Seems like everyone's just scalping that 2 points. Okay, struggling to make that 2 points. The perfect scalp mark. There it is, absolute scalp. Well, that trap ends up working. That's why I skipped this trade. But was hesitant to take this trade beneath the 20 MA anyway, so can't really take it. Fans, with that being said, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. And let's see if there's news tomorrow. There is no news tomorrow, so nothing to worry about there. But Whiskey Wednesday tomorrow, so please be ready to scalp that like button. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Trade safe, everyone. Stick to the plan, and good things will happen. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.